This monitor right here is one of the most affordable 1440p monitors you can get in 2025. But before we dive into what makes it so cheap, let's talk about its outstanding plus points. Don't forget, the best price links are in the description, so let's get into it. This is the 27-inch 1440p version of the G24i, which we reviewed previously. That one was 1080p and 24 inches. When placed side by side, these monitors are surprisingly similar except for some small details. Aside from the bigger size, 27 inches versus 24 inches, this monitor is also a bit thicker, which slightly lowers its design score. It has a joystick-only control, making it much easier to navigate the menu compared to buttons. The stand is basically a carbon copy of the G24i's. It's quite sturdy and made entirely out of metal, which makes it a bit heavier, but allows for a slim design that wouldn't be possible if it were plastic. So overall, in terms of design, I still prefer the G24i because it's sleeker, but that's just personal taste. Objectively, both are equally great. Now let's talk about what matters for daily use. Its panel. This monitor uses an IPS panel with an 8-bit color gamut, which grants it smooth gradients and better color accuracy. To top it off, it also has 95% DCI-P3 and 100% sRGB of color coverage, which is a rarity to find in this price range. And while its colors out of the box aren't the most accurate out there, they meet or even exceed expectations. Our unit had a slightly bluish tint, which made things cooler than usual, but that's easily solvable with some quick tweakings. In terms of vibrancy, it's also not on the G256F level, for example, but it's definitely better than the G244FE2, both of which are well-known monitors in this price range. So I'd say its colors are great and will satisfy 99% of buyers out there, assuming they don't need professional-level accuracy. It also stays within the expected range when it comes to gaming performance, delivering the usual 180 Hz and 1 millisecond GTG you often find on gaming monitors. Console gaming isn't optimal since it only has HDMI 2.0, but at least you can enjoy a smooth 120 Hz 1440p experience, assuming you're playing a game that maintains a stable 120 Hz on consoles. Overall, there's nothing to complain about here, but nothing to brag about either. Now, for a monitor to stand out in the vast crowd of 1440p gaming monitors, it needs a feature most monitors don't have, or a lower price than usual. And I can say this monitor has both. First, its best feature is, without a doubt, the brightness. Not its peak brightness, since this monitor has a rather average ratio, but what makes it stand out is how well it handles glare. In our tests with the monitor in a very bright room, glare was minimal, even compared to some other budget 1440p monitors, including those with higher peak brightness. Of course, depending on the brightness of your room, you may need to adjust the monitor's brightness to compensate. Around 70% to 100% was the optimal range for a solid gaming session during the day. I hope you aren't getting your hopes up if you are looking for a good budget HDR monitor though, since the HDR on this one is pretty disappointing, just like every other monitor in this price range. It simply doesn't have enough brightness to make whites pop or enough contrast for deep blacks. If HDR is your priority, I'd recommend the AOC-Q27G3XMN as the best HDR monitor under $300. If you're wondering how it compares to some of the other budget 1440p monitors under $200, like the Dell G2724D or the MSI Mag 275QF, let me clear it up for you. The G2724D is priced at, right now, $230, so I can't recommend it at all at this price. It's out of the competition for now. The real battle is between the 275QF and the G27QI. The 275QF is about $10 cheaper in my region, so I'll factor this in as well. Both of these monitors are great, and you won't regret buying either one. The Xiaomi G27QI performs better in a bright room, while the MSI Mag 275QF has more vibrant colors, so I'd say if they're the same price, pick the Mag 275QF if glare won't be a problem for you and you play mostly in a dimly lit room, or the G27QI if you mostly use the monitor in a bright room. Click here for the best 1440p monitors you can get in 2025, and here for the best 4K monitors if you want to step up from 1440p. Thanks for watching, links are in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.